How do people get killed when you pass laws saying you can't kill people? Walk me through that one.
You know about ectopic.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I really don't know what you mean.
Okay, you know about
Tubal pregnancies, ectopic pregnancies?
Yeah.
The baby implants in the fallopian tube rather than the uterine wall?
exactly everything. Like you look at, there are, it was, I can't remember which state it was. It's now illegal to get an abortion, even in that case, which almost certainly will kill the mother.
So that's completely inaccurate. So when you remove the fetus, the embryo, from the fallopian tube in an ectopic pregnancy, you either perform a salpingectomy or a salpingostomy. Either meaning you create a small incision in the fallopian tube and you take out the baby, or if you can't, you remove one of mom's two fallopian tubes, right? Either way, you have to do that because it's better to save one life than do nothing and lose two lives, right? If you do nothing, you're right. If you do nothing, the fallopian tube ruptures, mom bleeds out internally, and the baby dies. So that's not an abortion because abortion intentionally kills an innocent human being, whereas that procedure removes the baby because you have to, otherwise two people die. So you're not intentionally killing the child, you're intentionally saving the life of the mother. So that's not happening. That's a fantasy. Women are not dying because of pro-life laws because they can't remove the baby in an ectopic pregnancy. And all the pro-life legislation, which I've read, by the way, nowhere in there does it say women have to be forced to continue their ectopic pregnancy and then it'll rupture and they'll die. That's not happening.
You look at places for anything where it's illegal to get an abortion within ectopic pregnancy.
Where? It's not an abortion. I'm saying you're incorrectly defining terms. That's not an abortion. It's a procedure called salpingectomy or salpingostomy, and you remove the fetus from the fallopian tube. That's not an abortion. It has a different surgical name. The intent is different. Yeah.
Did the fetus survive that procedure?
No.
No. How is it different?
Because you're not intentionally killing the child, you're intentionally saving the life of the mother. I would assume you and I would agree that we'd say it's better to always save one life if doing nothing means losing two lives. I'm sure you'd agree with that, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah. So that's what happens. That's what happens. If you do nothing, the baby dies when the fallopian tube bursts, and when the fallopian tube bursts, mom bleeds out internally. Yes. So two people die. So removing the unborn child, the fetus, from the fallopian tube is not intentionally killing the child, it's intentionally saving the life of the mother. So the death of the child is a foreseen but unintended consequence. Whereas the abortion is a foreseen and intended consequence to kill the unborn child.
You have to be aware of the fact that the child is going to die.
It's a tragic circumstance. Nobody wants a tubal pregnancy, right? But if it happens, you're going to remove the child because today we don't have the medical technology or ability to save both.